Funding for Stress-Free Cooking is brought to you by Cutco. Cutco has been making high-quality products in Olean, New York since 1949. Cutco's straight-edge blades are durable, flexible, and hold a razor-sharp edge. And by Melissa's. Established in 1984, Melissa's World Variety Produce is currently the largest distributor of specialty produce in the United States. You could depend on Melissa's for delivering great quality products in fruits and vegetables.
Hi, I'm Barbara Seelig-Brown. Welcome to Stress-Free Cooking. What I want you to do is come home from work, put on your bunny slippers, pour a glass of wine, and cook with me. Hi, I'm Barbara Seelig-Brown. Welcome to Stress-Free Cooking. Today is going to be lots of fun here at Stress-Free Cooking. I have some wonderful guests with me, so I'm sharing my bunny slippers and some wine today with the men who dine. So I'd like to introduce you to Anthony Shelia, Gennaro Pecchia, and Alan Watts, who are the men who dine. And today we're going to be talking about dining out and transforming that into cooking at home. But before we start, we have to have a little wine. So would one of you gentlemen do me the honors of opening this Prosecco?
Sure.
Now, I love drinking Prosecco when I'm cooking. It's light and it's fun, and I can still keep track of what I'm doing.
Well, it's a great way to start anything.
It is.
I don't care whether you're cooking or you're ready to go out, it's the perfect
thing
to start.
Perfect thing to start with. So it'll be fun to have a little bit of bubbly. Bubbles may always make everything more special.
Agreed.
All right, is this gonna like explode?
I hope not.
Let's hope not, right?
Okay, and I will pass
Anthony,
you
you're a
the...
master at this. Hey!
Oh, we're off.
We're off. Okay. I would love to know how you started Men Who Dine.
So, I own EatItalian.com, as you know,
Yes.
and we get invited to a lot of events.
Cheers. Salute.
Cheers!
guys.
Salute!
Yeah.
Salute! And that's really good.
Very nice.
We were at lunch at the Four Seasons restaurant in Manhattan, and it was a gorgeous day, and it was the truffle menu, which is what we're doing today.
One of my favorite things.
Correct.
So if you can't go to the Four Seasons for truffles, we're going to show you how to have
Absolutely.
truffles at home.
So we were enjoying this wonderful, wonderful lunch, and Gennaro turns to me and said, "You know what? We're not the ladies at lunch. We're the men who dine." And that really was the beginning of this, and we started. This is about 18 months ago.
Wow, has it been that long?
It has been a little less, maybe 16 months.
No,
maybe
it's
16.
been
We just
12
celebrated
12
one,
months.
one year about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a year.
Well, I would love to know how you three find the time to do all of the dining out that you do. I mean, you're everywhere, and everywhere I go, I see you, and that's only a tiny bit of what you do.
Yeah. It's a job, and it takes a lot of effort and just the coordination.
But somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to do it. It's not easy, but we,
I think it's an easy labor of love. I mean, with the food scene the way it is right now, people are really interested to see what's going on. They can't go out every night, but we can.
Yeah, we give them an insight into.
Yeah, we're kind of like food insiders in a sense.
So what are some of the hottest food trends in restaurants right now?
I think the farm to table movement,
Oh, definitely.
which is huge. I mean, I think
Right.
everybody is, trying to, bring this, organic, good, local produce.
And of course, that gets tougher. We're here in the East, and that gets tough in the winter.
That's true.
But yeah, that's definitely
Well,
a trend everywhere. And I wish we were in a more Four Seasons kind of climate, but we do the best we can, right? We find great stores to buy as local produce as we can.
It's true. And the availability of lots of things is available, kind of in a more
All year
year-round
round,
basis
right.
now.
Right.
I mean, one thing we've been seeing when we go is whole animals being cooked and used from head to tail, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a trend that's going on, and that's
So
important.
people are going back to the old-fashioned ways of doing things,
I think so.
really. Buying locally, growing their own food, using the whole animal, which of course my focus is generally Italian food and wine, and that's always something that you see in Italy as well, is using the whole animal.
And I think the
So-
trend goes from professional chefs all the way down to cooking schools and that sort of thing, because the young people need to know about where food actually comes from.
I think kids would love that. When I work with kids, I think it's really interesting how interested in food they are. And when we go in there and we make it fun, and I usually tell them to compare their bodies to a Ferrari. You know, if you're talking to like 6th, 7th grade boys, compare your body to a Ferrari. And all you would put in your Ferrari is the best of everything, right?
Right.
True.
So why not do that with your body? You know?
I mean, the same thing with products. You're talking about cars, whatever. You don't take a Ferrari to get fixed at a Toyota dealership. You just don't.
Right.
So it's
you
the
want
same
to
thing
go
when
to
you coordinate with food and wine.
Exactly, and coordinating local food and local wine is always like a really good, I think, wine and food pairing tip, don't you? You know, it's a
Absolutely.
good place to start.
Yeah,
Italian dinner,
absolutely.
Italian wine.
Yeah,
You know,
makes
you can
sense.
mix it up a little bit, but it's a good place to start for people that are really puzzled. So, what is one of the best food and wine pairings you've enjoyed recently?
Ooh, let's see. We had a great Hungarian wine at a place called Rouge Tomat on East 60th.
Okay, in New York.
Yeah,
Yes.
New York City. And it was paired with. It was kind of like the meal started out, so it was kind of like some of the appetizers that we had. That was.
Delicious crostini.
Yeah, the
Crostinis,
crostinis,
yeah.
the toasts with the goat cheese.
that was
it was
great.
wonderful.
So, what would a Hungarian wine taste like?
funky in a way.
Yeah, it was very
A good funky.
It was very minerally. Yeah, very
it
very
was-
minerally.
Was it a white?
It was.
Yes.
I
It
would
was, it was a
presume
white.
they're probably
It was a
more
white.
Yes.
whites
It was.
than
It was a
reds.
white.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It was
dry.
interesting. It was about 3 or 4 years old.
It was.
Oh, okay, that's a
was
little
old, yeah,
unusual.
yeah.
And it was dry.
Yeah.
It was dry, but it had a nice fruit. But
did.
it had this minerally component to it that made it very unique tasting.
What would be a varietal that they would have?
I think it's Tokai.
It was the Tokai.
Oh, okay,
Tokai.
yes, right, because Italy has lost the privilege to use the name Tokai because of Hungary.
But it was beautiful the way it was layered because you had the bread, you had the cheese, and you had these wonderful, like you were saying, local vegetables on top of it that were just marinated. So once that mixed with the wine, it was just like really crazy explosion in your mouth.
That sounds
really
great.
delicious.
That sounds great. Well, you know what? I have these cheeses here. And since we were talking a little bit about truffles, I have some truffle cheeses here that I really love. So I thought I would love for you to try them.
Love to.
great.
Because
Love to.
I think, you know, dining out is very special, as we all know, but we can't do it well, I can't do it every night.
That's why we do
Speak for yourself.
That's right.
Follow us and we'll take you out with us.
So I try and make all the meals that I prepare at home very special. And, you know, there's some really simple ways to do that. So a special cheese, you know, a special ingredient, just putting on some nice music, a special bottle of wine. So why
Don't
don't
forget the slippers.
the bunny slippers, right? You have to have the bunny slippers. Now, one of my favorite cheeses is this cheese that is wrapped in walnut leaves.
Wow.
And I think it really just gives a different flavor. So let's give this a try. I hope you like
Thank
it.
you.
What?
So what was this called?
This is Concerto di Noccioli Foglia. So it's cheese wrapped in walnut leaves.
Wow.
And it's great when you can, you know, find a great cheese store that has something unusual instead of the
And-
same old thing.
And the rind is edible.
And the rind is edible. Yes, the rind is edible. Just like with Parmigiano and Grana, I think the most interesting thing about that is people assume that the outside of the wheel of the Parmigiano or the Grana is wax, but it's not. It's just the way the cheese ages.
cheese ages, right.
And those rinds are great if you throw them in the soup or
Yes,
sauce.
yes.
So never throw those rinds away.
Delicious. That was great.
So then I have another truffle cheese here. This is a speziato with truffles. And this is a softer cheese. So, you know, when you're making a cheese board, it's always a good idea to have a variety of textures on the cheese board. So we have this one, which is very hard and
Very
a
hard,
little
yeah.
bit aged. And then we have this one, which is a little softer with the truffles.
How would this be like in a mac and cheese?
Oh, great.
Oh,
Truffle
truffle
macaroni
mac
and
and
cheese is great.
Almost has like a nutmeggy, like a spice to it, like a pumpkin pie spice.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I have to give that a try then.
Yeah.
It's been a
That was interesting.
Oh, it's rich.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
rich. It's butter. It's buttery.
Yeah, it's
It has,
absolutely
it
spicy.
has like a pumpkin pie spice in it.
I think it's from the truffle. Because, you know,
Yeah.
some people describe truffles. Well, how would you describe truffles?
Umami.
Yes, that's right.
It's
But
umami.
I think also, I think you get a lot sometimes of a garlicky kind of flavor from a truffle.
You can have a garlic. It's,
And I think that's what's coming out in here. That's, at least that's what I think.
It tastes like a great fall cheese, that's for sure. I mean, you really taste the spiciness of it. The truffles don't overwhelm the cheese.
No, that was
No.
great. That was great.
So let's try the Moliterno, which is a harder cheese and a little bit more aged. And it has this beautiful line of black truffle in here.
Sharp, really sharp.
That's very sharp and very
Very
aged.
sharp. Oh yeah.
And where are these cheeses from?
Well, excuse me. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full.
Wow.
You can get these cheeses at places like iGourmet, DePaulo Selects.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, if you don't have them in your community, you can really get them online, which
Sure.
is great.
Where are they from in Italy?
Oh, from the north, from the Piedmont,
from
where
Piedmont,
the,
yeah.
where the
Where
truffles
truffles
are
are
from.
from.
Truffles are from
Wow.
the
Yeah.
Piedmont region of Italy.
That
Good
delicious
question.
saltiness with the truffles is perfect.
Yeah.
Something else that I absolutely love are these truffle almonds.
Oh, these look beautiful.
And these would be great just to put these out with your Prosecco
wow.
when friends are arriving.
Maybe with what, truffle salt?
I
To get the
think
flavor
these
out,
are
that's
salted with truffle salt.
Delicious.
But they're wonderful. Aren't they
Oh, so
delicious?
good.
Great.
Yeah, truffalicious.
Marcona?
Truffalicious.
Spanish, like the Marcona almonds?
Well, those are just, I think, regular almonds, but then they're seasoned with the truffle salt. And there's probably a very, tricky way to do that. So, but they're delicious. So
Incredible.
Why don't we try that chicken truffle sausage?
I think that's a great idea.
So maybe we'll move that all over here. We're going to push
Terrific.
our cheese out of the way. Okay, and would you mind doing the honors, Alan?
My pleasure.
Okay, show us those great knife
my pleasure.
skills.
My pleasure.
And I think we might need another helper over here. So who can I get to volunteer? Okay, come on over. So what we're going to do is saute that sausage. I think what I'm going to do is switch these pans around so Alan has it a little more convenient. And how's that?
Wonderful.
Good? Okay.
Great.
Oh, that looks good. Look at those great knife skills. So this will be nice and simple, a good quality chicken truffle sausage. We're just gonna saute it. We're gonna melt some truffle butter and cook some fresh pasta and shave some cremini mushrooms over top since we don't have a fresh truffle available today. So Alan, can you hand me the truffle butter? There's two there. One and the other one, just in case, the little jar.
wonderful.
I brought this back from Italy.
Wow.
We're gonna start with this one. So this is a black truffle butter. And so we're keeping it really simple and stress-free. And I wanna make sure that this pan is not too hot.
So that would affect the consistency
We're
of the
burn the butter,
Yes.
right. So let's get this out of here a little bit.
It's incredible, the fragrance you get just from
Isn't it great?
opening the top of it.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we have our sausage in the saute pan.
Yes, we do.
Oh, look at that. That is one thing that just looks so cool.
It does look cool, but it's actually effective. It's a skill that everybody should learn.
Right. All right, so teach it to us.
It's just flipping. It's just
Flipping and losing a few.
What happens when there's men in the kitchen?
It's true, but it's just you're sliding the pen forward and pulling it back and catching.
It's like snapping your wrist, right?
It's snapping your wrist. When in culinary school, you actually start learning with a piece of bread.
Oh, really?
Yes, you put a piece of bread in the pan and you flip that piece of bread and you learn that move.
That is a great tip. Since my background is nutrition, I didn't get to learn that little extra
See,
tip.
you learn something new every day.
That's why I love having guests on who know all these little tricks.
It smells incredible together. by the
Doesn't
way.
it smell great? Okay, so our water is boiling. So I want to add about a tablespoon of salt to the water. And of course, when you're cooking pasta, you want to make sure, you can put that right there. You want to make sure that you have lots of boiling water. You want the pasta to be able to dance around in the pot. And one of the most common things I see people doing is cooking pasta in too small an amount of water. And then they get this lump in the bottom. So you should always use a bigger pot or bigger bowl than you think you're going to need. Don't you think that's?
Absolutely.
Because you can always underestimate.
Correct.
Hey, Barbara, how about people add olive oil to the actual boiling
Oh,
water?
yes. No, we don't
That's a
do
no-no.
that. Do you do
Necessary,
that?
right? I don't.
No, okay.
No.
But
Yeah.
for folks that might,
You need more salt, though.
That was about a teaspoon.
You need more salt. The water should taste like salt water.
Yeah.
Like the sea.
It should
we're
taste
good.
like the sea.
Right. Good. Okay. So, and salt will also change the boiling temperature of the water, but you also don't want to add the salt until the water boils because
You lose it.
well, you lose it. It's not even that. It's really about the pot.
It's about the pot.
It's about having the salt sit on the bottom of the pot. So that's good. All right, well, this is coming along nicely. I'm just going to add a little more butter because I think we deserve to have a nice, rich dish today.
Sounds good.
I
So
won't
what did you
complain.
add? That was another butter?
This was another truffle butter. It was just, I just had two different kinds of
So that's a
available.
black truffle butter and a white truffle butter. Is that?
They're both actually black.
They're both black.
black.
Ah, okay.
The white truffles, of course, are much more expensive. So it's sometimes harder to find white truffle products. And the white truffles are the winter truffle.
Yes.
So the white diamond. Anyway, I think we can put our pasta in the water, okay? And then you can use whatever you want to give it a little stir just to make sure it's not sticking together. And we only really need to cook this about 3 to 4 minutes at the most.
Absolutely. You know, fresh pasta cooks so quickly.
And then sometimes I put the lid back on to bring the water back
Back
to
to
a
the
boil
boil?
more quickly. That sausage looks great.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Getting there.
little more,
Put
little
the lid
more,
on
little
and
more.
make sure that water comes back.
My mom's old school Italian, sometimes she goes like this too.
Yes, right.
So,
Yeah, that way it won't boil over.
Exactly. That's the worst thing when it boils over.
Correct.
It's foamy all over the place.
Yeah, and
It's
then you have to
not
clean
good.
the stove.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Let me
These
I'm
look
gonna
great.
Give this a little check. So maybe turn that off.
Yep, I'm gonna turn this off,
You need
and,
a
I have a plate over here.
Okay,
I'll grab
great.
it.
Well, the pasta's coming along nicely. That just needs another minute or so.
And
It
if I could
looks-
have a
some of the-
spatula or a spoon or anything.
What would you like?
Spoon, slotted spoon. Perfect, 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 perfect.
Cucchiaio?
All right, wow. That looks really, really
That
good.
does look good.
These browned up beautifully.
Yeah, what a great job.
Are you going to add it to the pasta or separate?
You know, I thought we would try it separate just so we can get the full impact, but you could easily
Hey,
add it
see,
to
there
the
we go.
pasta. Whoop. I'm gonna turn that off. Shall we taste?
I think we should taste.
That is really delicious. Something different, but look how easy that was, you know?
the crust is nice and
Yeah, it got a great crust on it. Yeah, it was really
There's
good. I
some
think
soft
I
on the
need another
inside.
one. And there is that flavor you were talking about before, Anthony, that sort of spiciness that you're kind of detecting from the truffle.
Absolutely, and it has that umami there.
It has that umami, that
flavor.
fifth flavor. Great,
Fantastic.
good.
That's excellent.
Well, I think it was the way it was cooked. And I'm just gonna take this away and pop this behind us.
That's wonderful.
So it's time, let me drain that pasta, and then we're going to put it into the pot with the truffle butter. I think we'll shave some of that moliterno with the truffles
Oh, that's a great
over
idea.
top,
Yeah, that's a
and maybe
great.
some fresh cremini to give it just a little extra flavor. So here's our pasta.
Terrific.
So what I thought we would do is just pop this right into the pan with the truffle butter. Great. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to let you stir that up.
right.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know if tongs might be easier for you.
Yeah, tongs. Go to the
Okay.
tongs.
Go to the tongs. Tongs are just the most handy thing, aren't they?
They're an extension of your hand. I mean,
There you go.
They're indispensable.
Oh, and that hot pasta just brings that smell out
It
again.
does.
You know, it's
Oh,
funny
that's
because people
wonderful.
say to me, "What is a truffle?" You know, and a lot of people I think associate the word truffle with chocolate.
chocolate.
Yes, yes.
Right. But you know, it's just such an interesting. It's very hard to describe, don't you think?
It is hard to describe. I mean, it's mushroomy, it's earthy, it's, you know,
It's sort of like nothing
fragrant.
else.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
But it's just
that
one
looks
of
great.
those really interesting flavors, you know. And
It's
they
true.
grow under oak trees, and you know they're hard to find. And I know that in Italy they guard their spots.
It's true.
I think we'll do this one at a time, and maybe we'll have Anthony shave some of that wonderful cheese over the top.
Oh, that looks so good.
It does look good, and the fresh pasta is always so elastic. You know?
And it cooks real quickly.
It
too.
cooks really quickly.
Yeah.
And what I also love is making fresh pasta with kids. Now you have what, 8-year-olds?
I have twin boys, 8 years old.
And that must be so much fun. Do you cook with them?
I cook with them all the time, and they love it.
Oh,
You know,
that's
and they, from when they were 3 years old, they were pulling up a chair and getting next to me. They were interested, and I love that they're engaged and want to learn how to cook.
Isn't that great?
It's wonderful.
So they're going to really make somebody a good husband
Oh,
someday.
they will. They will.
Now, do you do
Stop
much
trying to
cooking at
hook
home?
up your nieces already.
Yeah, right. Yes, well, I actually have, I have a granddaughter who's 1. So,
Okay, so-
I can't wait. I keep asking my son, how soon can I get her in the kitchen?
You're not that far off. You know,
I know.
a couple years
Kids
she'll
do
be.
love cooking.
They do love.
Yeah.
You know, it's so it's such a wonderful thing to pass from generation to
And of course,
generation.
kids that cook eat better.
They do. They do.
You know, they really learn to appreciate food, and you could take them anywhere.
Yes.
Which is also fun, so then you don't have to restrict yourself. So, how's that cheese coming?
Excellent. A little soft, so it's
Okay.
a little messy.
And you
but,
know what? I'm gonna also hand you the truffle slicer,
thank you.
and maybe some of those cremini mushrooms.
Well, that's a great idea.
Now what you do with that,
Yes, teach me.
Anthony, is you just rub the mushroom over the slicing.
this?
Mhm.
Okay.
But I like to do it from the other side.
This way?
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll just get a few slices of fresh cremini on there. They might be a little soft.
Yeah.
Well, just one slice or two.
One slice is good.
Yeah, just a little garnish. Now, how about if we chop up some parsley? We'll
There
put
you
some
go.
Parsley on top. So I'll do this. Do you use truffle salt much, Alan?
You know what? I just got some truffle salt about a week and a half ago, and I started using it, and it's a great finishing
For
salt.
everything, right?
It's just finishing, whether it's a steak, a little bit of
Yes.
a chicken, fish. It really just adds that unique flavor that you're like, well, what is it? You can't identify it,
Right.
but it's something.
I grilled steaks the other night, and I put some truffle butter on to finish. And I don't usually finish my steak with butter, but since I had truffle butter,
Yeah, you might as well.
yeah, you might as well.
You want to hear a cool man thing that I did? I actually made martini, and from Italy I got truffled dwarf peaches and put that in there, and they're incredible.
Wow.
So
A what?
truffled dwarf peach. So the little peaches that they actually, they
Marinate it with
them
truffles.
and then marinate in truffles. Yeah.
Wow.
We gotta hang out with him more.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I want to buy for sure.
So we got to,
It's a truffle. So where would you get that?
I got it at one of the food shows because we're often invited to them, but I'm not sure you can buy it here in
Thank
the
you.
States. But it's definitely worth seeking out.
But I love going to Italy and bringing home all those little special
Yes,
treats
yes.
and savoring them.
Absolutely.
So let's see.
This smells so wonderful.
And earthy.
Earthy is good, right?
Yes.
The pasta's cooked perfectly.
Well, Gennaro was in charge of the pasta.
That's true. If he got it wrong, his
he got
mother,
it wrong,
his mother, forget about it. He'll never
Oh, so what is one of your favorite dishes that your mom makes for you? Or used to make for you, I don't know.
She's from Sicily. She makes a lot of baked pasta. So basically, she braises great beef
Oh, I
on
love
the side. She'll make the pasta with the little ringlets and go in there with cheeses and tomato and just mix everything together, bake it, and that's it.
Oh.
Ricotta.
That sounds wonderful.
Your mom's an
That's-
extraordinary cook.
Yes.
She's an extraordinary cook.
So that's, and she does a lot of grilling as well because she's from the South.
Ah, okay. Anthony, what about you? What's one of your favorite traditional dishes?
Pizzagine during Easter time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tradition.
Tell us what that is.
It's pretty much a they call it pure pizza rustica. So
Yes.
It's like it's a meat and cheese pie. It's
Right.
Wow, that sounds
phenomenal. My father made it the best.
And how many things does he put in there?
He put in everything. It's like salami, general salami, ham, provolone, mozzarella, ricotta, eggs, lots of eggs.
And then the eggs hold it all together.
Yeah, gives it some.
Right. I know a lot of people that love that.
But I think the real key there is the pepper dough that he used to make.
Oh, pepper dough.
Yeah, it wasn't like a pie dough. It was a pepper dough. So it was.
Do you know what was in that?
Pepper. Lots of pepper.
Lots of pepper?
Pepper, flour, water. I think some eggs used to put in it.
That's wonderful.
Wow, that sounds great.
This
How-
is
And
so
how
good.
about you? What's one of your favorite traditional dishes? Your family favorites? Since you're the chef, you must have some of your own family favorites.
You know what? Growing up, my mother didn't cook. She did not cook. And if it wasn't for me, we would starve.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, I basically kept our family nourished.
Alive?
Alive. Alive. So
I met his mother. She's a looker, not a cooker.
she will agree with you.
Yeah.
Melissa, not a cook.
Well, see, I had to resort to cooking.
You're kidding me, you're beautiful. And in person, even more beautiful, because we've seen your show. And so it's such an honor to be here today with you.
It
Thank
is
you.
an honor to
Well,
be
it's an honor to have you
cooking
here.
and eating with you and enjoying this, the beautiful truffles and the cheese is just great.
Well, I have had a great time. I can't thank you enough for coming. I hope that you'll have fond memories of visiting me at
absolutely.
Stress Free Cooking.
We love it.
And I love running into you at food events because wherever you go, there's just all this fun. There's this aura of fun.
And we try to make
and
it.
joy, and that's just so great. You know, it's nice to bring joy to people. So Anthony Cilia, Gennaro Pecchia, Alan Watts, the men who dine, thank you so much for joining me on
Thank
Stress Free
you.
Cooking.
Thank you.
That's a motive.
Mwah.
And I hope that you'll all join me again soon on Stress Free Cooking.
Funding for Stress-Free Cooking is brought to you by Cutco. Cutco has been making high-quality products in Olean, New York since 1949. Cutco's straight-edge blades are durable, flexible, and hold a razor-sharp edge. And by Melissa's. Established in 1984, Melissa's World Variety Produce is currently the largest distributor of specialty produce in the United States. You could depend on Melissa's for delivering great quality products in fruits and vegetables.
Enjoy Barbara Seelig-Brown's cookbook as she shows you how to make stress-free dishes in the comfort of your own home. Offer made by Stress Free Cooking for $19.95.